Feels classic rock. It's 5:49 Rush with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It is going to be, and I'll tell you right now, sunny today with a high of 78. Tomorrow, another nice day with a high of 80. It's 55 right now in downtown Springfield.
Hollywood Trash is brought to you by Western Mass Masons. Call them for all your foundation and chimney needs.
Somehow you still care about what's happening in Hollywood. So, from Tinseltown, 3,000 miles away, it's Steve Nagle's Hollywood Trash.
As you've probably heard, Steve Burns from Blues Clues has a new weekly podcast. It's called Alive, and the first episode drops on September 17th. And even though people still associate Steve with the children's programming, this is a grown-up show. How grown up? One of his guests is a porn star.
No kidding.
That porn star is Maitland Ward, who is best known for Boy Meets World when she became a full-time mattress actress. Other guests will include Wayne Coyne from the Flaming Lips, Congressman Ro Khanna, and Jamie Lee Curtis. And he'll tackle heavy subjects like sex and death. I see a clue. I think that's the hardest thing for people to... It's not like, he just went away for a long time. It wasn't like he evolved into something else, and then now this is what he does. It's just like he was on Blues Clues, and now he's talking to porn stars.
Now, will he be reading like fan mail and then goes into the We Just Got a Letter song?
Probably.
That's going to be great.
He would like you to know that he's not the next Mr. Rogers. Quote, that this is a weight I do not wish to carry around, and that is a bar I cannot possibly live up to. That dude should be on our money. I'm just a neurotic bald guy who's sitting next to you, a fellow traveler on the struggle bus.
It's I hate to say it, but it's hard not to love Steve Burns. He makes it so difficult.
Well, because he's not a jerk.
No, he seems like a guy that actually cares. And you never see that in Hollywood.
He's just trying to help people out. You know Denzel Washington?
Not personally, no.
No, you don't, because you've been saying his name wrong all these years. That's why. It's not Denzel. It's Denzel.
Denzel?
You emphasize the first syllable and kind of clip the second. It's not really your fault, though. It was actually Denzel's mother who started calling him Denzel. That's because he and his father were both named Denzel, and she got tired of answering them both when she called them that name, so she changed the pronunciation of his. Denzel and Dunzel.
Well, you know what? I'm going to still say, if he were here right now, I'd still say Denzel, just to piss him off.
That does sound like a very mom thing to do. Yeah. Denzel, Dunzel, whatever your name is, get your ass in here.
You and you. Inside.
Coleman Domingo plays Michael Jackson's father, Joe, in the new biopic, whatever you want to call it, Michael. And he's been claiming that Michael's kids... Paris and Prince have been supportive, but Paris is denying that pretty hard. She says, quote, I wasn't involved in all, aside from giving feedback on the first draft and then getting the feedback that production was not actually going to address your notes at all, so I just butted out. It's not my project. The narrative is being controlled, and there's a lot of inaccuracy, and there's a lot of full-blown lies. I prefer honesty over sales and monetary gain. Yeah, but that's not fun.
Yeah, that's the stuff we want to see.
I kind of just don't want anything to do with that. I'm going to keep minding my business. She also added that she's only met Coleman twice, and both times were very brief. Michael is expected to hit theaters April 24th of next year.
All right. Set that on my calendar.
The complete celebrity cast of Dancing with the Stars Season 34 was announced yesterday on Good Morning America. Alfonso Ribeiro and Julianne Hough will return as co-hosts. The new premiere starts Tuesday, September 16th at 8 p.m. on ABC. You ready for the full list?
Am I?
Jen Affleck from the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Wow.
Yeah. Hilaria Baldwin. Olympian Jordan Childs. Former NBA All-Star Baron Davis. TikTok star Alex Earl. Dylan Efron. Zach's brother, and One Traitors Season 3. Corey Feldman.
The dude can cut rug. There's no doubt about his dancing chops.
Danielle Fishel from Boy Meets World. Oh, wasn't that Topanga?
That was Topanga.
Elaine Hendricks, Meredith Blake's The Parent Trap. That's
all right.
That's your credit is a 1998 version of The Parent Trap.
You know, other than the girl that played Topanga, I haven't heard of a single celebrity here yet.
What are you talking about? Corey Feldman is the voice of my generation. 6 months
You're
apart.
6 months apart.
Nevertheless. Pentatonics member Scott Hoying. Robert Irwin, his sister Bindi, won the season 21 in 2015. That was
Steve Irwin's kid.
The crocodile guy. Fifth Harmony member Lauren Gerger, whatever her name is. She's from Fifth Harmony. Whitney Levitt from The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and Andy Richter from, remember him as Conan O'Brien's sidekick back in the day.
They have they run out of celebrities willing to dance?
I think it's one of those things that becomes, it's like the celebrity bartending thing.
Yeah.
You know, when they have these celebrity bartending things around here. It's like, oh, here's the secretary at the TD Bank over on Allen and Cooley Street. I think her name is Edith.
Birchland Middle School custodian, Bill.
Right. That's you don't recognize half the people on the menu.
No, that's because, well, you're talking about local celebrities. How many of us are there?
But are those people really celebrities, or are they just people in decent positions at local businesses?
They're usually just people that didn't know how to say no.
Is that how it works?
I think so.
Well,
that's what happens when I agree to do it.
We're going to hear from the assistant to the assistant manager of Orange Julius that once stood at the Eastfield Mall. I think that would be that wouldn't be a bad flex.
Not at all.
To do that. I'm trying to get to the end of the music before I start another story.
Take your time, Steve.
Well, because I do I really want to get into something else when I really just want to get into the Kim Kardashian thing?
I think at this point you can wait until now.
Kim Kardashian has spoken out strongly against proposed drought-related water restrictions in California, claiming they unfairly target homeowners while ignoring corporate overuse.
Really? She must have had something to say.
Oh my God, the last time I got hosed down like this was when Ray J uncorked his fire hydrant Frankfurter and left my slip and slide wetter than a busted lawn sprinkler in that sex tape you can purchase on YouPorn for $39.95.
Caitlin?
Well, I never got that done and dirty with your mother, Chris Kim, but I once turned her flapjack fajita into a splash pad. I was diving in there like a raccoon rooting through a trash can full of Capri Suns.
What are you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is I snorkeled that sloppy meat. I snorkeled that sloppier than Meatloaf trying to scat ring Rockin' Robin at a karaoke bar in Fresno.
There you go. What are you trying to say?
Tweet, 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 tweet. Ah, your mother. And that's your Hollywood.
Oh, I already said what are you trying to say.
Oh, yeah. I already said it. It's over. That's your Hollywood trash on Rock 102. Ah!
Open 24/7 at rock102.com.
And now, Bax's View from the Couch. Brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, your grilling destination. Weber, Big Green Egg, Uni Pizza Ovens, and Traeger Woodfire Grills.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, back when I was a little boy, I dreamed of one day having a well-paying job that required very little effort. Perhaps it would be a job in which my attendance could be fluid and not confined to a 40-hour work week. Unfortunately, I got everything except that well-paying part. Nevertheless, there are many people who believe that what I do for a living is nothing more but a glorified no-show job, not so unlike the sort of arrangement that the Sopranos might enjoy at a construction site. But could something like that happen in the otherwise wholesome world of professional sports such as the seemingly legitimate NBA? Yesterday, the NBA announced it will begin an investigation into allegations that the LA Clippers circumvented the league's salary cap by orchestrating a 4-year endorsement deal with forward Kawhi Leonard worth $28 million with an outside company, which has now gone bankrupt. According to reports, Leonard entered into this agreement with a company known as Aspiration 9 months after he signed a 4-year, $176 million contract to stay with the Clippers, which at the time was the maximum amount allowed under the league's collective bargaining agreement. The trouble came when Aspiration began making payments to a company known as Aspire, which was an LLC owned by Kawhi Leonard, giving the illusion that both Leonard and the Clippers were trying to work around the salary cap. And that, my friends, is illegal. Now, I happen to endorse a thing or two here on the Bax and Nagle Show every single day. Perhaps you've heard. And in full disclosure, I receive no underhanded or illegal financial benefits of any kind from any of them. Every dollar is above board and meets the legal requirements that have been established for all publicly held corporations by the SEC and other regulatory bodies within the U.S. government. And to violate such statutes would provoke a massive firestorm of unsavory ramifications. And yet, the sound of a no-show job seems infinitely appealing to me. Is it illegal? Maybe. But can Daddy suddenly buy himself a new fishing boat? You're damn right he can. He just can't do it from federal prison. And that's where my hopes and dreams tend to fade into oblivion. Will Kawhi Leonard and Steve Ballmer, the owner of the Clippers, be going to jail? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Having said that, sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. Hey, you know what? They're selling mums right now at Rocky's, 2 for $12. Go try to beat that deal. You can't. Anywhere. It's a hell of a deal on mums. 2 for $12 at your neighborhood Rocky's Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch. Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 6:10 and Queen with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It is going to be a nice day today. Sunny and a high of 78. Tomorrow, sunny and a high of 80. It's 55 right now in downtown Springfield.
Now, yesterday, I texted Scott Zolak to confirm that he'll be on the show today.
And he was, he didn't respond.
He didn't respond to the text, but it is his number. I've
All
texted
right.
him in the past,
Well,
and so we'll see if he's around for 8 o'clock. Today is the first day of Scott Zolak will be joining us for the entire season, assuming he gets my texts, and it's all brought to you by Window World.
You know what would get him up every Thursday?
What?
A statue of himself outside of on Patriot Place. Just right next to Tom Brady. Just sleeping, like putting his head down.
Or just like having him on a bench behind Tom Brady with his helmet on the ground, putting his foot up, just kind of waiting to get played, waiting to get put in the fourth quarter after during a blowout.
With a White Claw in his hand, because he seems like the kind of guy that would drink those.
Oh, you tell him that.
I'm going to tell him that. I will tell him that.
That would be. They're putting up a Bill Belichick statue. Apparently, Mr. Kraft wants to do that. I wonder if they'll make it with a very small head, the way they did for Tom Brady.
I don't know if how many millions of dollars is that thing.
I don't know, but apparently they're looking to have all their statues resemble Zika babies.
They should just do they basically should just have a whole team full of statues, because that's how they've been playing the last couple of years anyway.
Wow.
Standing around on the field doing nothing with small heads. I've never dabbled in the world of S&M or any of that torture type stuff.
Sure.
But I would imagine Chef Wayne's hot sauce is comparable to an S&M experience.
Really?
I went to Mamou's yesterday.
Really?
For lunch.
How was it?
It was absolutely delicious. It's the same old flavor that you, not old flavor, but it's the same robust flavor that you would have gotten from Chef Wayne's Big Mamou.
Sure.
When it was down near the post office. And even when the food truck, when he had the food truck, you still got all that stuff there. I had the jambalaya yesterday.
Yeah.
This guy knows what he's doing.
Of course he does.
It's just, but that hot sauce, it's like that, it's torture. It's like putting it on your tongue. It burns you so bad, yet it's so delicious that you can't stop eating it.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's like a torture chamber.
And I used to have a very high threshold of hot sauce pain.
Yeah.
As I've aged, I find that when I participate in that, there are ramifications, long-lasting ramifications that are no longer enjoyable. And it's not about eating them.
Yeah.
It's about the process of digesting it. And towards the end of the process.
Well,
and I find that if a bottle of hot sauce says wicked hot on it, it's a pretty good indication I'm going to want to grab something slightly milder.
he's not selling the bottles yet. I asked, but I did get a good heaping helping side of it yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And I first I dabbled it, and I'm like, ooh, that's spicy. And then I'm like, nah, I just got to kind of douse it in it. So I doused the jambalaya in it. It's one of those so flavorful things that it's so torturous to eat because it's so hot, but it's so freaking good.
Yeah, see, it's interesting that you brought up like the S&M lifestyle along with it, because it really is a matter of masochism.
It is.
Because you know what that's going to feel like the moment you put it in your mouth, and you know what it's going to be like several hours later. But yet you do it because there's a very thin line between pleasure and pain.
Yes, and that's why. And the only other restaurant I can compare that to, which no longer exists, it was called the Hot Tomato, and it was down in Hartford. And it was right near the train station, I guess. Down in Hartford, but it was called the Hot Tomato, and they had this dish that was it was a penne with sausage, and a spicy tomato sauce, and it was just one of those things that you're like, you shouldn't be eating this because this is going to do damage to your internal parts later on today.
Yeah.
However, it's delicious. You can't stop eating it.
I was once on a trip in in Jamaica many, many years ago. And we're staying at a resort, right? And, at the resort, you can sit by the pool or sit by the beach, and, the waiters will come by. They'll get you cocktails. If you want something to eat, they'll walk it out to you on the beach. Really, it was a pretty exclusive type of thing.
Yep.
Well, I was going crazy for all that jerk chicken and stuff. I just thought that was fantastic. And then I ordered the jerk shrimp, and I thought, wouldn't it be great to be sitting on the beach having an ice cold Red Stripes and some jerk shrimp.
Yeah.
Well, you know what happens when you drink too many Red Stripes? Eventually, you have to go relieve yourself, and you get off your chaise lounge and go into the bathroom. And I thought, okay, I'll be right back. That was until I realized that my hands were full of searing hot jerk sauce. Now, try to imagine, if you will, the manipulation that it takes to deal with that sort of elimination with hands that are on fire. That was a grisly moment in my history.
Oh, I bet.
I suddenly was walking around with a fire hose.
Yeah. It's like
it wasn't dousing any flames.
Like you had gone off the resort property and had yourself a good old time with a local Jamaican gal.
Yes, there was a burning, fiery sensation that could only be resolved by going right into the ocean.
Gonorrhea.
I didn't know it was gonorrhea or what it was, but my groin was on fire.
Well, see, that's a good lesson learned.
Learned.
Don't touch your parts with hot sauce on them. The other thing I did, I went to Savers over in West Springfield, and I made a couple of videos of these things. I always find it funny when people leave behind signs that you can tell that it's an end of a relationship. The last one I saw was the countdown to the days we get married kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, well, I guess that didn't work out.
Or they got married.
Or they got married, but it's like, wouldn't you keep something like that? That was part of your keepsakes.
Yeah, but I think once you're married, the counting down is redundant. Really.
What about so the one I saw yesterday, it said "Love You More."
Yeah, that was thrown away during the divorce.
And the point of the video was, if this is on the shelf at Savers, you've lost that argument. Like, that's the end of that argument.
Yeah, you probably weren't getting that far into the argument to begin with.
No, but how many times have maybe you've been with your wife and you do that whole little, the cutesy little love you more, no, love you more, no, love you more thing. This guy lost. Or she lost. I don't know who donated it, but one of them lost.
Yeah. Like when you see the sign, you'll love you forever.
Yeah,
guess not.
Yeah.
Guess you decided to see somebody else.
Those are the kinds of things that I like to see at your local thrift store. Relationships that have fizzled out.
Yeah, and you're right. You can usually tell. You can usually tell what these things are all about. Everything at Savers has got a story.
There's only all this house runs on is love and friendship. Yeah, until you got rid of the sign, and then what?
Yeah, until the police were called in.
Yeah, until the report was filed.
Love you forever until the forensic team came in.
So yeah, I went to Mamu and I went to Savers. It was a successful day.
That is a big day,
isn't it?
Look at you.
I know.
Wow.
Hitting all the big places in Western Mass.
You are not kidding on that one.
Actually, the Moo was pretty busy. It was good. That's good. That's a good sign.
You know what? I used to love that place,
Yeah.
and it had been a while since I went in. But man, there was a time I was going there like every week.
Yeah.
Every single week, and every single time it was delicious. And there was everything was on the menu back then. I don't know if he still has things that have come back. Like one of my favorite things was the sauceless ribs. Was that on there?
I didn't see that on there.
He took that off the menu, and we were sitting next to him during the Bright Nights Ball. I don't know, last year or the year before, and I was asking him about him. I said, "Hey, how were you?" I said, "I used to love those things. How come you took them off the menu?" He says, "People wanted the sauce, but I agree with you. It was probably the best thing in the menu."
He's got the house jambalaya, the Cajun pasta,
Yep.
the red beans and rice.
Oh yeah, that's good.
The etouffee, which my kid had, which was really good.
Really good.
The guava salmon. Salmon.
You could say salmon.
I want to say Solomon.
You can say Solomon. but it's
Blackened
salmon.
ribeye. And thunder thighs. Those are the jerk things that you're talking about. Mussels. Although, did you see the mussels? And he also has the fried oysters. Did you see that story last week about the two guys in Louisiana who ate the oysters and then they got that flesh-eating membrane inside them? I was always told as a kid, because I grew up near the Jersey Shore, and there was a guy, we had a neighbor that would come over. He'd go clam, get in the bay and get all the clams, and then hand a big giant bag to my dad and say, "Here you go, I got some clams for you." His rule was you don't eat the oysters or clams in the months with R in them, or what is it the other way? You're only eating it with the months with R in them.
I've heard that, but I think you can also test to see if the clam is already dead before you're putting it into the steamer, or whatever you're going to do. You don't eat that one.
How do you know if it's dead or not?
Well, first of all, if their necks are out and you touch them, sometimes they'll move. Or if you there's other ways of doing it. Like if you steam the clam and it doesn't open.
Yeah, but these are raw. That's the thing.
Yeah, the raw thing.
Eating them raw. That's what these guys get. Flesh-eating bacteria inside of the oyster.
Yeah, I love a good raw bar, and I suppose the flesh-eating bacteria is a small price to pay.
Yeah. You know what? You're right. Let's sacrifice my bowels for 1, 2, 3 days.
Yeah, listen, my bowels will suffer, but I'll get it all back.
Well, there you go. But again, that did not happen at the Mamu. I was just bringing that up because he had oysters for sale. But you should go there because it's really good.
It's 6:22 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Liam will have the full forecast for you.
We're throwing a big Rocktoberfest on Sunday the 21st at the Summit View in Holyoke. It's been a while since we've done an event over there. Always a great place, always a good time. Tickets are on sale now at rock102.com. It includes all the German food like schnitzels and sauerbratens and pretzels and what have you, plus live music from the Stillwater Band, plus plenty of steins of delicious German beer for sale. It's Rocktoberfest, brought to you by Dave Miner Exterior Home Improvements, Aquapump, September 21st, Summit View, Route 5 in Holyoke with Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock.
Well, there you go. Do you want to laugh?
I want to laugh.
Let's laugh.
It's Bax and Nagle's Joke of the Day
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you.
on Rock 102,
I make you laugh.
Springfield's Classic Rock.
Let's see. That's not even funny. These are not good jokes.
Did you workshop them before we went on?
What do you call a short person busking with their drums in the subway?
I don't know, Steve. What do you call a short person busking with their drums in a subway?
A metronome.
See, that's hilarious.
See, because they're little.
See, that's funny.
Well, I knew we'd eventually get to one.
Oh, yeah.
Bax and Nagle in the morning on Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock.
Here's 6:29 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. Hey, you remember that guy you were talking about? His name was Tony.
Tony.
Yeah. Hamden District Attorney Tony Gallooni?
Oh, yeah, Anthony Gallooni.
Yeah, well, now you're going to have to call him Anthony because he's going to be serving as the vice president of the National District Attorneys Association. It's the country's leading organization representing state and local prosecutors.
Wow.
No more Tony.
You know, I tell you, I see the guy at a CVS.
Yeah.
It's just, I would never normally call him Tony. It just came out that way.
Was he wearing shorts?
He doesn't wear shorts.
Well, there you go.
Always dress pants, well polished shoes,
Like
and
he's
a
ready
dress
to go
shirt.
to court at any time, like a superhero.
He looked like he was ready to prosecute right there in the CVS.
Well, he probably could have.
He was buying cards. I was buying cards, and it just came out. I apologized for it. Yeah, I know. Probably some people very close to the DA can call him Tony. I think it was probably a little presumptuous on my part.
What?
Not that close where I could say, "Hey, Tony. Hey, Big T."
He's standing there in the CVS.
Yeah.
He's standing behind a lady who's got 26 items in the self-checkout lane.
Oh, I know.
And now he becomes the judge, jury, and executioner at that very moment. This lady needs to be taken out, taken outside, and shown shown punishment like we used to do back in the day, back when they used to call me Tony. Known statewide and nationally for his efforts in youth intervention, victim advocacy, gun violence and prevention, and incarceration alternatives, Gallooni says he's honored to serve not only the community but the Bay State in his new position. Well, there you go. Congratulations.
Good for him.
He's got a new one. 2 suspected drug dealers are off the streets as Holyoke police work to crack down on open-air drug dealing in the city. They're trying to close all the farmers markets.
If I gotta say like a crack cocaine CSA share, and I'm waiting for my shipment, this is bad news. I've already paid all that money ahead.
Detectives received reports on Tuesday of suspected drug dealing in the alleyway behind Gramps Park between Elm and Walnut Street. There's a place called Gramps Park in Holyoke.
I had no idea.
Police said one of the suspects, 44-year-old Angel Rivera, was seen with a gun in the waistband of his pants as he walked away from police. They said that gun was loaded and had a scratched-off serial number. He was taken into custody, and police found additional 15 vials of suspected crack cocaine as well as 16 vials of suspected heroin and fentanyl on him. A second suspect, 39-year-old Anthony Tony DeMeo, was also taken into custody after police determined he had an outstanding warrant for his arrest. This is the time of year where you go get your crack, your cocaine, your fentanyl, your squash, finish up that summer squash that people have been growing.
Oh, yeah.
Your jalapenos peppers.
Right, of course.
Did you have some of Dan Williams' jalapenos peppers that he brought in?
No, I never got around to it. But
they're spicy.
I'm sure they'll burn your tongue.
So this is the drug market season being hampered by the police.
These poor retailers. They work so hard to get their carts out, the tables, the displays have all got signs, with the prices. I mean, there's like a QR code you can scan to see what their drug farms look like.
The one guy just got Square.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
So he's going to turn the tablet around to you, and are you going to add a tip to your fentanyl purchase? Wait a minute. How many people do I have to tip now? This fentanyl is already $25 a half gram, and you want me to tip you on top of that?
Well, you got to pay some level of gratuity.
Okay, but
for his time and effort.
Okay, but all you're seeing is me standing behind the table. You didn't see the blood, sweat, and tears I put in to get this fentanyl onto this table. The parts of Springfield I had to go to get this?
The guy that just gave me that hemp jam didn't try to screw me like this.
Yeah, right. What's going on with that? 2 suspects have been arrested in connection with a stolen Hyundai in Holyoke. Holyoke Police Chief Brian Keenan stated at approximately 3:30 a.m. on Tuesday, an officer in the area of South and Main Streets observed 3 vehicles that were reported stolen. The vehicles were speeding, and when the officer tried to conduct a traffic stop, they sped away. Additional officers were then called into the area to provide assistance. One of the vehicles reportedly failed to stop at multiple stop signs, while being pursued by officers and nearly struck another police cruiser on Main Street. The driver crashed into the sidewalk on Cabot Street near Bigelow Street. Holyoke police then arrested the driver, a 16-year-old boy, and the passenger identified as 18-year-old Larry Calise of Springfield. Larry. You know, if you're a 16-year-old hanging out with a guy named Larry.
You know what? You can't judge a book by its title.
Calise was charged with receiving a stolen motor vehicle. The identity of the driver will not be shared due to his age. Chief Keenan is reminding residents of the recent increase in Kia and Hyundai thefts and attempted thefts in the Hampden County area. This is due to the fact that these vehicles, produced between 2010 and 21, are not equipped with an ignition immobilizer. Recent TikTok and other social media platforms have videos of individuals showing how to steal these types of cars by damaging the steering column and starting the vehicle without a key. Holyoke police offer tips to protect your vehicles, like installing a steering wheel locking device, the club, lock all windows and doors, install a battery disconnect switch.
Really?
That seemed kind of counterproductive to having a car that is supposed to,
Suppose you got to do a quick getaway.
Yeah, right.
Like you're like robbing a liquor store. You run to the getaway car, but all of a sudden you got to pop open a hood and reconnect everything.
This is you, the non-criminal, driving the Hyundai.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, yeah. Problem is, they're fuel-efficient cars, and I realize that many thieves don't think about that. But when you're trying to get away from the police, you want something that's going to get good mileage, something that's going to be reliable, especially in cold weather. And something that has a good resale when you bring it to the chop shop.
See, Gary Rome should sell all of these with a Doberman in the back.
That would be good.
That would be the best doggone place to buy a car, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but Gary's not really a Doberman guy. He's the
No, but it's not for him. This is for the people, and so they don't break into your Hyundai and steal it.
It's a great catch. Yeah. I don't know of a single car dealer in America that provides a free attack dog with every new vehicle.
That would be something that people could use, I'm thinking.
What do I have to do to get you into this car? Well, I would like air conditioning, floor mats, and I would like a Doberman, a bloodthirsty Doberman.
Sold. Hey, fat boy, you got yourself a dog. That's what they say to you when you. The Springfield Police Ordnance Unit conducted a park and walk sweep last week, seeking to address quality of life issues in the South End neighborhood. Last Thursday, the unit was joined by members of the Department of Code Enforcement for the sweep. Police said they issued 54 ordnance tickets and 23 parking tickets and towed 5 unregistered motor vehicles. Additionally, the Department of Code Enforcement issued 39 tickets. According to the Good Neighbor Handbook, common ordinance violations include front yards, swimming pools, movie stars, fences, signs, overgrowth, and refrigerators and stoves. No refrigerator or stove should be stored or discarded outside. That's a $50 ticket right there.
That's too bad. Supposed to want to do some outdoor cooking.
I have a dryer on the side of my barn now. I had gotten a dumpster, but you wouldn't have been able to put that in the dumpster anyway. You're not allowed to put the appliances in the dumpster. But I had a dumpster, and I was cleaning things out. And then 2 weeks after the dumpster was gone, my sister's granny panties got stuck in the dryer and completely disabled the dryer.
Sure.
So I had to go get a new dryer from Clutes Appliance over in Ludlow.
Right.
What's the slogan?
Well, they're a local family-owned business, been around for over 70 years.
Right, so I had to go get a new dryer, and now I have this old dryer, and I haven't. I've taken it apart just to see what it looks like on the inside, and to grab the granny panties that were stuck inside of the fan.
You gave them back to her, though, right?
No, I hung them on the wall.
That's perverse.
No, remember they used to hang the things in the drain up here on the wall, and what things not to put down the drain.
Oh yeah, we did do that for a while.
No, I didn't. I gave them back to her. But so I have this monstrosity that I have to take in pieces to a dump that accepts that kind of thing.
Does Huntington have like a bulk trash pickup?
We have a transfer station that you have to bring your trash to.
Yeah,
but you can't just drop the appliance off without having to pay for it.
So I wouldn't say you could do it for free.
So you got to do it in pieces. You can take the metal pieces here, and then you put the plastic
That's inconvenient for the average Joe who doesn't know how to even put things back together, never mind taking them apart.
Yeah, well, I can't. If I lived in Springfield, I wouldn't be able to keep this on the side of my house.
No, if you had it in Springfield, you put it at the end of your driveway, someone would walk away with it.
I don't think they would. This is why this person got a ticket, because there was an empty dryer sitting there on the side of the sidewalk. Yankee Mattress Company announced Wednesday that its Springfield showroom on Boston Road has officially closed. The Agawam-based mattress maker assured customers that it is not a farewell to the city and emphasized that Springfield area residents will have multiple options to shop Yankee Mattress products, just not in Springfield. Nick Mozinski, the vice president of sales and marketing, said Springfield has been an important part of our story. We remain committed to Springfield. We're proud to continue our serve our Springfield customers with complimentary mattress delivery. So you just can't buy one in Springfield. You got to go to the outskirts. You can still visit the flagship Agawam factory showroom and store on Springfield Street, along with showrooms in Northampton and Greenfield. You can also purchase online. You know what I found to be helpful is those the mattresses on Amazon, the gel mattresses.
Oh, the ones that are like wrapped up into a cylinder.
Yeah, and then you unload it, and then it expands inside your house. $300, you can get like a king size mattress, and it's more comfortable than probably shopping at a mattress store.
I hate to say it though, Steve. I mean, I appreciate what you're trying to say, but if I'm buying a mattress, I want to make sure it's going to be comfortable. I want to at least sample the mattress maybe in the store before I make that purchase. Because, sometimes a mattress can be too hard. Sometimes a mattress can be too soft. And sometimes a mattress can be just right.
Oh, that sounds like this documentary I saw once about this little girl who broke into a house that was owned by these bears.
Yes.
And she basically freeloaded on everything. She was eating porridge.
I was going to say, is this the documentary where she's she's binging on porridge?
Yeah, that's all she can eat. She just it's like crack to her.
Had like bulimia or something, because who can eat 3 bowls of porridge?
Well, and some of them are too hot.
Yeah, right.
Some of them are too cold. But then there was one that was just right for her.
Oh yeah,
that she did. And then she found a bed. She wanted to take a nap. So then she went to the sleep number.
She tried the 15. That was too soft. Tried the 24.
Yeah.
That was too hard.
But a 35 was just right. Yeah, that's her sleep number.
Now, the end of the documentary, didn't she say that that she slept well, but that the mattress was a little too expensive?
No, at the end of the documentary, she got mauled by 3 bears. It was the worst ending. That was the worst true crime documentary I've ever seen.
Yeah. Well,
they tore her limb from limb. And you know what? It's an FAFO. You want to F around. You're going to find out.
Listen, I believe in that particular state there was a stand your ground law, so they were perfectly entitled to tear her apart limb from limb.
Yeah, listen, you don't have to be in a threatening position in order to be a threat.
It's breaking and entering, it's trespassing, there's all kinds of violations. If I were a hungry bear looking to sleep and this little blonde girl's keeping me up all night because she ate all my porridge, I'm not just going to sit there and take it.
She broke into the house. That should be enough.
That's it. Listen, absolutely.
I don't know.
She had it coming to her.
Yeah. These people who want to be all victims all the time. You were the one that started.
You can blame us all you want. We're not the ones who started it.
Your Pioneer Valley forecast today. This is a great episode of Unsolved Mysteries, by the way. A little blonde girl breaks into a house in Longmeadow. Yeah, that's where it was. It was in Longmeadow, too. Sunny with a high of 78 today. Sunny and a high of 80 tomorrow. It's 54 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Yeah.
Live in Springfield's Classic Rock at 6:52 and The Who with Bax and Nagle and Rock 102.
It is going to be sunny and nice today with a high of 78 tomorrow. Sunny with a high of 80. It is 54 right now in downtown Springfield.
Nope. I have still not yet received a confirmation text from Scott Zolak.
That's all right.
But he is supposed to be joining us after 8 o'clock today, brought to you by Window World. Patriots season is about to begin, and with any luck, Scott will be joining us after 8.
We have a whole nother hour to worry about that.
No, I know that, and I'm sure he's not up at 6:53 in the morning, but nevertheless, I sent that text yesterday at 11:24 a.m.
11:24 a.m.
Yeah.
He still hasn't. You want me to text him?
Well, you can if you want. I mean, that just
I
that
don't
seems
really
to be
care.
redundant, but whatever.
Listen, I'm not under contractual obligation to do the interview. He is.
Well,
so
you're under contractual obligation to be here while the interview happens.
yes, but if that happens, where does my responsibility end? Up until the phone call where he doesn't answer.
I'm not the one that drafted your contract,
Hey,
Steve, so
guys.
it's hard for me to say. Go Patriots.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's waking up. What's up, guys? What? We're doing this again.
Is that today? Can we do this tomorrow instead?
Yeah. Hey, no, nobody won that Powerball last night. Well, not the big prize anyway. But if you win that huge jackpot or sweepstakes, like the $1.7 billion, you usually have the option of accepting it as regular payments over time or the smaller lump sum right away. Here's another case for the lump sum. There's a story making the rounds online about a man in Oregon who won a Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes back in 2012, which I didn't even know they were still doing that. And that was over 12 years ago, which pays him $5,000 a week forever. Technically, they paid it as $260,000 per year.
Okay.
But this year, the check never came, and it never will.
What happened?
This past April, Publishers Clearinghouse filed for bankruptcy, and at least 10 former winners of Forever prizes will no longer get their payments. The exact number of winners impacted was not reported. You might think, well, that sucks, but at least they got some free money throughout the years. But this guy says he's been having a hard time finding a job because he's been out of the workforce for so long, relying on the $260,000 a year.
Boy.
He also thinks he's going to lose his home, which he purchased expecting all those payments to continue. And he says he thought he'd be able to leave money to his children someday, and now there's nothing for them. Another winner in this position said, you promised to change people's lives, and now you messed it up. Some winners did receive all their money, those who opted for the lump sum rather than the forever payments. It's unclear if every prize winner had the option for the lump sum, but it sounds like many of them did. I think you do have that choice.
I think you do.
You just take less of what it is.
But you get taxed just one time as opposed to being taxed every year you receive a new check.
Right, but I also believe the prize is not like if you take a lump sum payment of the 1.4, that was what they were talking about the other day, how you're not going to get $1 billion.
Right.
Because if you take the lump sum pay, you only get like $700 million. And I say only, but when you're talking about $1 billion.
Yeah, it almost makes it winning not even worth it.
So then you're getting taxed on the $700 million.
Right.
You're not getting taxed, I don't know.
See, at my age, I mean, I can't guarantee I'll be around for 20 years, right? So at my age, I would take the lump sum, maybe tie it up in an annuity, and then, draw from that, as opposed to, accepting, money every year from them.
What if you have a structured settlement and you need cash now?
Well, there's the only one place to call.
Where?
1-800-CASH NOW.
877.
877 cash now.
Cash now.
That's
yeah,
it.
It's J.G. Wentworth. How did you botch the line of that?
Try it again.
What if you have a structured settlement and you need cash now?
Well, I call J.G.
Wentworth.
I call J.G. Wentworth.
It's not H.G. Wells.
877
We're not
cash
going in
now.
a time machine back to the time when Publishers Clearinghouse was actually paying out payments. That's not how this works.
It's just about 6:58 at Rock 102. Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, remember yesterday when I used my extensive medical background and keen understanding of human anatomy to correctly diagnose the recovery time for Roman Anthony of the Boston Red Sox? Boy, I sure do. Why, it almost seems that I may have been ahead of the actual medical professionals in saying that the expected recovery for a sprain to the obliques was at least 4 to 6 weeks long, even for a strapping young buck like rookie phenom Roman Anthony of the Boston Red Sox. Yesterday was announced that Roman Anthony will miss the remainder of the regular season following an MRI which determined the extent of the injury that he suffered during Tuesday night's game against Cleveland. As a result, the Red Sox have now placed Roman Anthony on the 10-day disabled list. Now, don't kid yourself, folks. He ain't coming back on day 11 or any time after that. Roman Anthony, with his .292 batting average and the 13-1 odds that he would become the Rookie of the Year, has officially been shut down for the rest of the season. Now, as you know, this sort of thing couldn't happen in a more ill-opportune time. Red Sox are locked up in a statistical tie with the Yankees for second place in the division. They're both locked up ahead of each other in the wild card race. Neither one of them is willing to blink as both teams lost last night against teams they both should have been able to beat. However, when you lose the guy with a .396 on-base percentage, the highest on the team for the rest of the year, that is when I start to expect the worst. Which means that the best we can hope for is that somebody has a devastating injury on the Yankees too. But I'm not so sure that we could be so lucky. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. You know, the Big E starts a week from today. You want tickets? Skip the line, save some time. You can buy Big E discount tickets right now at your neighborhood Rocky's Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch.
Rock 102. Springfield's classic rock.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock at 7-11 and Poison with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It's going to be sunny today with a high of 78. Tomorrow, more of the same with a high of 80. It is 55 right now in downtown Springfield.
Just checked my phone. Still nothing from Scott Zolak, but, keep your pants on. Might still happen.
We can have a discussion about the Patriots.
Sure. And lo and behold, look who just walked in the door.
Big Patriots fan.
Yes.
Marty Caproni.
A little bit.
What's going on tonight?
Weird that you'd ask, Steve. Shocking. I'm sure the listeners probably don't even have a clue. Tonight is Thursday night comedy show at Shortstop Bar and Grill.
$20 dinner and a comedy show?
Yeah, it's the
Never
best,
heard of it.
Best deal in town.
Yeah.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah. Why cook? Tonight, just come out and laugh, have a good time.
Yeah, you know what? The kids are back in school. It's time to relax yourself as an adult and get some adult time away.
I mean, you spent the entire summer with those kids in the house.
Day in, day out.
Oh, my. What are they doing during that whole time?
Nothing.
Not a whole hell of a lot.
Damn thing.
Now's the time for you to blow off a little bit of steam.
That's it. So come on out and laugh. A lot of people saw or heard us yesterday and have reached out and bought tickets. So hoping that we get more. So do that. Go to Steve's social media and you'll see the instructions right there on the poster. Or if you don't have Venmo or any of that stuff, then just all you got to do is message him.
Yeah, we've had a couple of people do that. So
good.
There you go.
Good. Yeah. So, we're looking forward to it. J.J. Jones tonight going to be really, really funny and kind of excited.
All right.
It sounds like fun.
Sounds like damn fun.
So yesterday I texted
Zolak.
Scott Zolak.
Yeah.
It's like 11:24 in the morning. Just say, hey, Bax, just want to confirm we're on for tomorrow.
Right.
Let me know. Nothing. Got a whole bunch of nothing. I realize he's got his own little dog and pony show he's got to do in the afternoon, and that's or middays or whatever. And that's quite all right. But is Scott Zolak so important he can't return a text?
I can't help but think maybe he's down there working with the QBs. Maybe he's down there getting Tommy Cutlets up to speed.
Yeah. Maybe he was 12 Bud Zeros in. Like Jason Kelsey. Remember Jason Kelsey the other day? The story of Jason Kelsey?
Yeah.
He's drinking beer almost 3/4 of the game, and Taylor Swift goes, that's Bud Zero. And then he was like, no way. And then maybe that's what Scott was doing. Maybe he was getting too drunk off of Bud Zeros.
I suppose it's possible.
What is Bud Zero?
It's Budweiser. It's the horrible taste of Budweiser packed with zero alcohol.
Oh, that's a terrible idea.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It's like Anheuser-Busch just lies right to your face.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Well, I guess some people like the taste of beer.
Ugh.
Yet still,
you remember years ago, like Miller had a product, Sharps, and their tagline is, it helps you keep your edge.
Yeah.
Well, no, my edge gets built on the more beer with alcohol I drank rather than scaling it back when then I have no edge.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. You just want the all the terrible side effects of drinking beer, but none of the fun.
Well, there's this big. There seems to be this trend of people not drinking as much anymore, so they're changing over to alternatives. But even as much as I drank, I would never drink.
God no.
Because the whole point of drinking the beer was to get drunk.
Right. Like I've never.
that was the point.
Well,
right.
you haven't drank for years. I haven't drank for quite some time. I just. There's no part of me that misses the taste of beer that much that I'm
no.
I think the three of us are all on the same same wavelength right now.
I never even liked beer, and frankly, when I would go to one of those like microbrews, which one's got the most ABV? That's the one that I want, and I'll take 3 of those.
You could have been a tank of battery acid.
What's next? Like scotch that gives you the burning feeling in the throat, but none of the relaxation.
Yeah. It's the no tell, no smell scotch. Yeah.
See, I always liked that craft beer stuff.
Yeah.
I always enjoyed it, but at some point.
Yeah, but you didn't have a problem. There's a difference between somebody who actually enjoys something that is put out for them and crafted in a way that is meant to be enjoyed, as opposed to somebody who just wants to suck down 6 of them.
Well, I would say in my youth, I could have very easily danced down that road. But as I aged, it became less and less attractive. Where now, if I see a drunk person, I really just want to pop them right in the suck.
You ever think about the stuff you used to drink? Do you remember Meisterbrow?
Meisterbrow.
Yeah.
That's a Milwaukee thing, probably.
It actually wasn't made in that wasn't made in Milwaukee. Neither was Milwaukee's Best or Milwaukee's Beast.
Really?
No, that was made in Detroit by the Stroh Company. Stroh's.
Really?
Yes.
What about Golden Anniversary? Do you remember that?
I don't know if I
Golden
do.
Annie?
No, never had.
You never had Golden Annie?
I Black Label was the one that we used to.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Black Labels, Red, White, and Blues. Those are all good.
It was whatever the cheapest was. I could gather up all the empties on the floor at the dorm and then head on down to Ryan's Package in Westfield and trade it in for a pack
new car?
a pack of GPC cigarettes. And a 6-pack of Admiral Nelsons, and it's like a 10-pack. I guess it's a 10-pack of Admiral Nelsons in the shots, and then a 6-pack of Genesee Ice.
Ooh, that was a good one.
Genesee Ice is like, I want the affordability, but I want this to make sure it does its job.
Yeah, well, it does taste like pine needles going down your throat. I mean, it's a very delicious aftertaste.
I always thought they gave you like a Christmassy feel, like you were like sucking down a Christmas time potpourri.
Well, it was like picture liquid pine or pine tree air fresheners in liquid form.
Yeah,
that's what that tasted like.
I remember high school parties. If it wasn't a keg party, me and my friends would drink Keystone when that came out because it was bottled beer tastes in a can. Or so they said. And then in college, we all drank Natural Light, which was dirt cheap, and it tasted relatively like Bud Light. But I remember the first day Molson Ice came out.
Oh, yeah.
That demon beer from Canada came down. The next morning, just going to the cafeteria to get breakfast and just the amount of devastation to the campus, just throw up everywhere. And because no one was used to it.
See, when I was in college, at the time, there were certain beer manufacturers, and these were like kind of like the off brands of major or larger breweries, where you could buy a whole case of returnables for $3.99.
Ooh, that's a good deal.
That's a hell of a deal. Now, granted, it was some of the worst tasting beer ever produced. Like it was made with like sewage and vomit and toe jam and anything else you could find of like if you took like a butter knife and scraped it under the toilets at a subway station. That's the kind of thing that this tasted like. But for $3.99,
you couldn't beat it.
You can't beat that deal.
I remember one day we walked into. I went to school in New Hampshire, and they had 2 places. They had Fogg's and Whitney Junction, where these gas stations that sold alcohol. And I remember we walked in once, and they had Colt 45.
2 zigzag. Maybe that's all we need.
No, they had.
I'm sorry. Every time I hear the Colt.
They had Colt 45.
2 zigzag.
Menthol. we found a new thing that you have it's like your what's that, obsessive compulsive?
It's Afro Man. You ever hear that?
Yeah. So anyways, they had Colt 45.
2 zigzags.
Okay, just making sure. And they had St. Ides, and both of them were mint. They were like peppermint flavor.
Yeah.
And of course they weren't selling, especially in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
And we were like, these things are $3.99 for 12 40s?
Yeah.
So without tasting it, me and my roommates bought like 20 cases of it. And then we get back and we crack open the first one and we're like, oh my God, this is disgusting. What are we going to do with all this mouthwash?
We
good though.
Oh, God.
Cleaned you out.
Every now and then we were, and I was talking to you a couple weeks ago about this. We were able to get our hands on 190 proof Everclear.
Oh, forget about it.
Which is like the most dangerous and irresponsible libation ever created. But there's a whole bunch of TikTok videos of these people that are drinking it straight,
throwing it right up
with the idea of I'm going to drink this without making a face or having any physical bodily reaction. And there's some Boston comic that's been doing reaction videos to it, and it's like, here we go, wait for it. And the guy's like, oh, yeah, I can do this. I can figure out how to do it without having the reaction. And every single one of these people has the reaction that I recall back in 1985, and it was always awful. Like you could feel every brain cell in your body start dying off, like dominoes that have been all stacked up.
Even if you could get it by the taste buds and get it down the throat, as soon as it hit the stomach, your body was like, I'm rejecting this like a bad organ, man. It was like a U-turn right back up, and then everything burned. Oh. But I remember the same people that made Everclear, this is for the ladies that are listening that say that we never talk about it. The ladies had Purple Passion. Do you remember that? It was sold in 2-liter bottles, and it was basically grape juice with Everclear in it. And that's what they used to. You see the ladies at the party carrying a 2-liter of Purple Passion around in high school.
Brutal. That's why it's illegal in most states. And in fact, I saw that I think it was a table in Vine that was selling Everclear, but the 150 proof.
Oh God!
So the 190 is illegal in many, many states because it has a tendency to kill people.
Yeah, it's
not because it's dangerous. It's because people want to die after they've had it.
It is disgusting. There's also I remember I was talking about this Bacardi 151. If you remember back,
I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, back in the Hukilau days when you get a Scorpion Bowl, the shot in the middle was Bacardi 151, and so someone at the table inevitably would take the straw and try to do the shot of 151, and then. You can't drink that through a straw. No. You know what I mean? And then immediately...
yes, you can.
Oh. You're vouching for that?
Was a straw in your mouth?
Westfield State College, not the university. This would have never happened at the university. Yes. Westfield State College back in the day, on senior week, we went to the Hukilau. That was like part of the deal that you had. You get to go see a Hawaiian show. And you get to have Scorpion Bowls, and then there was a challenge at the end. How many of those shots? I did 3.
That's impressive.
That's
with a straw.
That's good.
We had to blow the flame out though first.
Yeah, you blow the flame out. Yeah. But it's warm. You're drinking it through a straw. Inevitably, when you used to sit at the table and someone do it, they'd immediately have to dip their slobbery straw into the whole Scorpion Bowl and suck the rest down to chase it.
Yeah, this was straight out. Well, you get a Bud Light chaser with you.
You know what? When you're in your drinking days, you were an animal because you used to Jack too. You used to be able to do that no problem.
Jim Beam.
Is that what it was? Jim. Yeah, I remember Bud Light and Jim
stuff.
Beam.
Yeah.
We talked about this before. The Mayflower Marathon. When the live broadcast was kind of done for the night.
Yeah.
Steve would be our bartender.
Yeah, that was a good time.
You can imagine you got like a red Solo cup. I don't even know if we had ice. I don't think we had ice.
There was ice. It just melted from all the vodka that was poured in the glass before you even got to the soda part.
So he's like, "Oh, we're gonna make vodka sodas," and to be like, 3/4 full of vodka and then like just a dab of
Sprite for color.
Yeah. Right. And it was like the most powerful drink I've ever had. Of course.
Yeah,
I finished
you
it. I don't want to be rude.
Yeah.
You didn't just finish one; you had two.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
And then we went to the bar with our buddy
then
Rob, and that was it.
Yeah, we went to Max's Tavern and hung out with
Like gentlemen.
Oh, Anthony DiLorenzo and Calarama.
Right, who we used to call the Dalai Lama.
Right.
And then she was upset about that. And then you, in your drunken stupor, were smooth enough to explain how we're just doing this because we love you.
Yeah,
and then she
that's
believed it.
Yeah, and then we also said, "Hey, you know what? You two, you should get married and have kids."
And then they did.
And then they did. So
That's hilarious.
feel like I'm some sort of matchmaker.
Alcohol causes bad decisions, even if they're not yours.
Those were fun
Those
times.
were the days.
It's 7:25 with Bax and Nagle and Marty Caproni on Rock 102.
GG Inc.
7:27 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Liam's got the full forecast for you.
Hey, this week on Baxi's Musical Podcast, my guest is Bruce Smith from the band Ashes and Diamonds. Their first album is coming out on Halloween. This is a band that features Daniel Ash from Love and Rockets and Bauhaus and Paul Denham, the longtime bass player for Sade. Bruce Smith's career is pretty impressive, too. Played with Public Image Limited with John Lydon, Terrence Trent D'Arby, Bjork, and a bunch of others. It's a fascinating interview. Wicked cool guy. And you'll be able to hear it on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, the Rock 102 YouTube channel, rock102.com, and on the app. It's all brought to you by Metro Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram Chicopee, and Rock 102 Springfield's Classic Rock. Next week, it's anyone's guess. I am waiting on an interview that may or may not happen today. So we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, who is it from?
I don't want to say in case it doesn't happen.
Why? What's the difference?
It would be Ron and Russell Mael from Sparks.
Oh, now it's not going to happen.
I know it's not going to happen because I just jinxed it.
Yeah.
But that may happen. That's actually a pretty cool one.
Oh, well, there you go. So yesterday I had to leave here early. And, well, first of all, I would never be able to handle a regular commute job. It took me over an hour to get back to my house yesterday. After leaving here at what was it, 8 o'clock?
Just about 8 o'clock. Yeah.
The traffic is ridiculous. But as I'm driving, I'm hearing you two rubes, and then you say Bax says about. I'm in the conference room last week, and Steve's eating a hamburger, and then he puts a hot dog on it, and then he smashes it together and puts ketchup and mustard on it. Yeah, because this is all fake. It's not a real argument. I could care less about what you guys argue about. It's for entertainment about the ketchup on the hot dogs. I don't personally put ketchup on hot dogs, but I don't really give a crap.
Well, I feel deceived and lied to.
This reminds me of when I found out WWF wasn't real wrestling.
Whoa! What?
Yeah,
It's not?
Yeah, no.
No. But somebody asked a question. I saw a post online. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
This is an interesting, but by definition, it's too. No, it's not. I'll tell you why. Because I just said it. It is not a sandwich because it's not two slices of bread.
Suppose the hot dog bun falls apart.
Yeah,
sometimes those ones that are split down the top fall apart, two different pieces. Does that just magically transform into a sandwich?
A grinder is not two pieces of bread.
That's definitely a sandwich.
No, because when you go to a restaurant and you order a grinder, there's a category: grinders, wraps, pitas, sandwiches.
All sandwiches, though. See, a hot dog is a sandwich, but not all sandwiches are hot dogs. That is to me the only logical argument.
I think it's a sandwich. It's definitely
a sandwich. It's a sandwich.
You're definitely putting toppings on it. It's the same as you would thing. It's like an open-faced sandwich.
Then I was going to make the argument that you can't put lettuce and tomato on it.
Yeah, people in Chicago do.
In fact, the Chicago Italian beef sandwich, and also a sandwich, one big piece of bread.
Well, I was thinking the perennial argument against that, the counter argument would be you don't put tomatoes and lettuce on a peanut butter and jelly, which is the consummate sandwich, right?
Yeah,
that's
you would.
Are we agreed on that? Is the peanut butter and jelly? If you have to pick a staple sandwich, like to represent. If I'm an alien, you got to teach me what a sandwich is.
Yeah, peanut butter and jelly would probably be the
peanut
most
butter
basic
and jelly,
thing,
right?
yeah.
Followed by maybe a grilled cheese.
Oh yeah,
Grilled cheese to me is still kind of the king of sandwiches.
Yeah, or depending where you are in New England, peanut butter fluff.
Now, you mean alien as in like from another planet, or the guy who's getting picked up?
The guy's the guy who's showing up at the Home Depot in the parking lot every day.
The guy hiding in your garage.
Right.
Yeah, the guy hiding from ice in your garage. Here's a sandwich. Never seen this. Well, okay, by that definition too then, is a taco a sandwich?
I wouldn't consider a taco a sandwich. No.
Or a burrito?
Now, what kind of taco are you talking about? Are you talking about one that actually comes in a tortilla shell, or something?
No,
that
euphemism
Kim Kardashian
for
talks
lady parts. I'm talking.
Oh yeah, that's what I was getting at.
We got news coming up next to Rock
Oh, you
102.
gonna end it there?
Yeah, I'm gonna end it there.
Here's your Western Mass News First Alert.
7:35 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. Why is this thing not working? Oh, here you go. Police have arrested an Enfield man in connection with a July narcotics investigation that linked illegal drug activity in South Windsor to his residence. 34-year-old Pashas Mink. That's a great name.
That's an awesome name.
It's like a jazz musician's name.
Pashas Mink
Boobity boop boop. You want some cocaine? Deepity boop boop.
was taken into custody on Friday, August 29th on an active arrest warrant. According to the South Windsor Police, he faces charges including sale of narcotic substance, possession of a controlled substance, risk of injury to a child, possession of a stolen firearm, and criminal possession of a firearm. The charges stem from a July 2025 investigation by the East Central Narcotics Task Force at Kenko Spirits on Main Street in South Windsor, which resulted in several arrests and seizure of narcotics, cash, and a firearm. Investigators later connected the activity to Mink's home in Enfield. A search warrant at the residence uncovered cash, cocaine, MDMA, oxycodone, and a handgun. The items were found in close proximity to where a child was staying. Mink was processed and released on $275,000 surety. He appeared Tuesday, September 2nd, in Hartford Superior Court. I like his name, Pashas Mink.
Well,
That's awesome.
Even the liquor store. Did you say Kinko's?
Yeah, they
no.
can buy booze and make copies at the same time.
Yeah.
It wasn't Kinko's. It was, what is the name of the, Kenko. Kenco.
I thought that's your ankles get really fat.
Cankles, yeah.
No, that's Kankle. Yeah.
That's one of those things that I can't get over.
Cankles?
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
You're hot for him? Is it a big thing for him?
No, in the exact opposite.
Big turnoff for you.
I see a cankle, I don't care if you look like a supermodel. Cankle?
It's not going to be. Listen, it's not going to be. It's not going to be the model's fault that they were born with thick ankles.
No, and I know, and I say this as a fat Jabba the Hutt looking slob right now. A cankle, I can't do it.
Well, she's got a really nice personality. It's a good. She makes her own clothes, or she knows how to bake.
Listen,
I can overlook a lot.
I'm going to be honest. I grew up in a town full of Polish people, right?
It's all cankles in that city.
Lovely women that can cook and clean and do all this crazy stuff. They're hardworking folks and everything. And there were some beautiful girls, stunners. But I see that Eastern European cankle and can't do it.
I will point out the three sloths in the room.
Yeah, I know.
Picking out what looks good on. I will take a cankle over a canker any day.
A canker?
Canker sore. Like a canker sore.
Okay,
Yeah. Shanker aren't real good either.
Yeah. Shankers.
Yeah, right.
Shankers, cankers,
Yeah, but
wankers.
You can't,
all of them.
You can't put Ambisol on a bad pair of ankles.
Don't knock it until you try it.
All right.
Syphilis is usually a deal killer for me. I don't know how you feel. I mean, I don't care how good looking you are.
Why are you so judgmental, Beck?
I don't know. It's one of my big bugaboos.
Apple picking season has begun in western Massachusetts, with local orchards reporting that the hot, dry summer has not significantly affected the apple crops. Despite below average rainfall and higher temperatures this summer, the apple harvest in western Mass is thriving. Bashista Orchard, a local farm, has adapted well to the conditions thanks to their use of semi-dwarf trees with deeper roots, according to Tom Bashista, the owner. The lack of rain for most of my orchard really isn't a big deal because we use semi-dwarf trees. We do not high-density plantings, which we would put 2 to 3 feet apart. These roots of these trees are a lot deeper than a dwarf orchard. I don't think you're supposed to call them dwarf orchards.
They prefer little people orchards.
Little trees.
Yeah. September is the prime and peak time for apple picking, and even with the hotter days, it actually makes the apples even sweeter. Most fruits, including apples, benefit from hot and dry conditions. But there's only like certain apples that are ready right now.
Right.
You know, there's like the Gala apples, I think, that are ready. I'm waiting for the good Honey Crisp. Those are the good... Granville's got good ones out there.
I like this semi-dwarf orchard just because I'm not a super tall guy, you know?
Something that's more like at that face level?
Yeah. But, just a shout out to all the young dads out there. Just understand for the next 18 years of your life, one Sunday where there's football that you want to watch, you're going to be out in an apple orchard with your kid on your shoulders.
Doesn't matter how much money you got on the game.
Doesn't matter.
On the other hand, nose picking season's been extended until the spring, so keep that in mind.
Do you get a little swab like they do with the apple picker thing?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
in the tree and twist it.
I got a whole box full of them.
Yeah. Holyoke officials visited homeless encampments throughout the city in an effort to perform well-being checks, offer resources, and gain some badges. I guess it's homeless camp.
Merit badges.
Holyoke Mayor Josh Garcia was joined by State Senator John Vilas, Holyoke Police Chief Brian Keenan, Holyoke Board of Health Director Tim Rivers, and Holyoke Parks and Rec Director Jonathan Moquin on a walk of several homeless camps on Tuesday. The team officials spoke with unhoused community members to assess their health and inform them about the services available to them within the city. The mayor's office said, beyond compassion, the goal of this week was to seek solutions. Unsanitary conditions, public safety, and drug use were among the concerns found when visiting the homeless camps. I was deeply moved by the challenging conditions faced by individuals living in tents and makeshift shelters on public property, according to Mayor Garcia. So, trying to clean up the camp.
There used to be one across the river, right below the dam. Like if you were in the South Hadley side, you could see it across the river.
Mm-hmm.
And, I used to feel bad. I'd be out there fishing or something. And I would look and I'd see him and I'd feel really terrible. And then one day it just dawned on me. I'm like, these people have waterfront property with no taxes, nothing.
I know.
Yeah, look at them living high and mighty on the side of the river.
Hey, here's a question, though.
Wait, you got the tent at a Bass Pro Shop?
I
don't feel so bad for you now.
Yeah.
I was thinking about your question with merit badges, and I was thinking like the culinary merit badge, and then I was thinking to myself, who do you think does a more creative in the kitchen, homeless people or prisoners?
Well, I think the homeless that may have more access to different ingredients as opposed to prison where you're either trading ingredients for cigarettes or sexual favors.
You think that, right? That's what you think. But there are TikToks that you can watch of guys who are former inmates showing you all the different foods they made in the jail. It is fascinating. There's a guy who shows people how to make Laffy Taffy out of coffee creamer. And it's the most bizarre thing, but he makes it out of coffee creamer, and then he's like, I sell this in the pen for 50 cents a thing. And this and that. They make pizza. They make nachos. I don't know. It's a tough one.
I guess you have to live with what the tools are given to you.
Right.
You gotta work around that. So if you're making nachos on the radiator.
Well, and I kind of think that the jail people have the upper hand because I feel like the homeless people, you're kind of just like, look, I'm just trying to survive right now, right?
Yeah, but if you're down by the river, you could fish. You're in the woods. Maybe you can kill a deer with your bare hands. You got options that you don't get in prison.
You could serve a nice pan-blackened Connecticut River carp.
Oh, it's delicious this time of year.
Yummy.
The 3 eyes make it the best.
Now, the oysters that you get off the shores of the Holyoke River, you're not supposed to eat those don't eat these when there's no month with R in them.
That's right. Yeah, right.
That's what it is.
Those aren't oysters.
Senator John Vila said, I've always believed in a boots-on-the-ground approach to this kind of thing, as opposed to boot in a soup with a shoelace. It's like spaghetti when you're eating it.
Right, yeah.
It's very nice. Okay, your Pioneer Valley forecast today is going to be mostly sunny with a high of 78. Tomorrow, sunny with a high of 80. It is 55 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Hey, it's Steve Nagle from Rock.
Classic Rock at 7:51 and Thin Lizzy with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Sunny today and tomorrow with a high of 78. It's 55 right now in downtown Springfield.
Just got confirmation that Scott Zolak will, in fact, be answering his phone after 8 o'clock.
Did he let out a Bud Zero belch after he said that?
No, it was all through text. But I
We're
said
going to have to ask him about Bud Zeros now when he calls. How many Bud Zeros did you have last night?
I don't know, man. But, I'm excited for Patriots season.
I am thrilled. I can't wait. I have a whole bunch of questions I want to ask him. I made a gentleman's wager with a friend of mine this year that the Patriots would win 10 games.
It's possible.
I really think it is. With the bad, they don't have a tough schedule. They got, Vrabel coaching. They got the halfway decent line, The only caveat that I said was if, God forbid, Drake May got hurt or something like that, I don't trust Dobbs at all. But now they got Tommy Cutlass.
So, yeah. So there's it's not like, DeVito's going to set the world on fire, but he's a serviceable quarterback.
He's a solid NFL. To me, he's a mid-range NFL starter. I mean, he had like a, whatever it was, 80 QBR or something like that when he was starting.
I think you have to at least acknowledge that even at his best, he was still playing for the Giants. So that is
true.
Enough to maybe to leap to a snap judgment about a guy. That guy sucked. No, he was just on the Giants.
This is true. Plus, I think probably had some distractions because he was still living in his parents' house. You know what I mean? You're in the NFL. Your buddies are still coming over from hey, Tommy, you want to come out and play? Playing flashlight tag? Guys, I got a game tomorrow.
I got to go ask my mom.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. You
Yeah.
gotta ask permission from your mom.
Yeah. Did you guys grow up in neighborhoods, like an actual neighborhood?
Yeah, when I was a kid, yeah.
When I was a little kid, we lived in Attleboro. Yeah, it was a neighborhood loaded with kids. But when we moved to Rehoboth, there were no kids.
Oh, see, so to me, I was talking about this with my daughter because we didn't have that for her growing up. Like, we had a neighborhood, but none of the kids really hung out. But I was trying to explain to her because there's no Apple maps and friend tracking or whatever. I was like, you would just look for the bikes. All the bicycles would be on the front lawn of whoever the friend was that everyone was hanging out at.
Yeah.
I miss that.
Most of those kids today don't even know how to go outside to find a bike. Never
This
mind
is
actually
true.
use a bike to go to a friend's house.
This is true.
Yeah, we used to take our bikes up to the developing neighborhood and then ride on the mounds of dirt and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
where
we did
eventually it would be somebody's front porch.
Take a couple pieces of plywood and make yourself a ramp. We did all that stuff.
I used to ride my bike to my friend's house, my friend Richie, when I lived in Attleboro. It's like like the next block over. And we would like walk to school every day. Well, now if you went into that neighborhood in Attleboro and looked around, you say, I would never, ever let my kid walk around this crack den.
It's because it's gone downhill a little bit.
It has gone down significantly.
Yeah, you know what, though? Everybody always says something is worse than what it actually
No,
is.
if I showed you pictures, if I brought you there, you'd say, you lived in this?
Well,
yes, we did. We did.
You lived above this check cashing place?
They sell EBT sandwiches downstairs. I saw that place in Holyoke. They used to have that place in Holyoke by Rookie Tire. By the way, a great place to get your tires is Rookies.
Rookies?
Down on South Sienal Street in Holyoke. But there used to be an awning on a store nearby that boasted, it said EBT sandwiches. I think it meant that they accept EBT and they also make sandwiches, but it made it sound like they made An EBT sandwich.
Yeah.
Have you ever had an EBT sandwich?
An EBT sandwich is the kind of a sandwich where you wish
you
had
had
money
some.
for a sandwich.
All right, well, Scott Zolak coming up. There you go.
It's 7:56 on Rock 102. Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, back when I was a little boy, I dreamed of one day having a well-paying job that required very little effort. Has to be a job that my attendance could be fluid and not confined to a 40-hour work week. Unfortunately, I had everything by that well-paying part. Unfortunately, there are many people who believe that what I do for a living is nothing more than a glorified no-show job, not so unlike the sort of arrangement that the Sopranos might enjoy on a construction site. But could something like that happen in the otherwise wholesome world of professional sports? Sports such as the seemingly legitimate NBA? Yesterday, the NBA announced it would begin an investigation into allegations of the LA Clippers circumvented the league's salary cap by orchestrating a 4-year endorsement deal for forward Kawhi Leonard worth $28 million from an outside company which has now gone bankrupt. According to reports, Leonard entered into this agreement with a company known as Aspiration months after he signed a 4-year, $176 million contract to stay with the Clippers, which at the time was the maximum amount allowed under the league's collective bargaining agreement. The trouble came when Aspirations began making payments to a company known as Aspire, which was an LLC owned by Kawhi Leonard, giving the illusion that both Leonard and the Clippers were trying to work around the salary cap, and that, my friends, is illegal. Now, I happen to endorse a thing or two here on the Bax and Nagle show every single day. Perhaps you've heard. And in full disclosure, I receive no underhanded or illegal financial benefits of any kind from any of them. Every dollar is above board and meets the legal requirement that has been established for all publicly held corporations by the SEC and other regulatory bodies within the U.S. government. And to violate such statutes would provoke a massive firestorm of unsavory ramifications. And yet, the sound of a no-show job sounds infinitely appealing to me. Is it legal? Maybe. But can Daddy buy himself a fishing boat? You're damn right he can. You just can't buy it from federal prison. And that's where my hopes and dreams tend to fade into oblivion. Will Kawhi Leonard and Steve Ballmer, the owner of the Clippers, go to jail? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But having said that, sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. Soon the summer flowers will fade and you'll be buying mums. You can get 2 mums for $12 right now at Rocky's. That's a hell of a deal. 2 for $12 at your neighborhood Rocky's Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock.
Springfield's classic rock. It's 8:09 and AC/DC with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It's going to be sunny today with a high of 78. It is 58 right now in downtown Springfield.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty damn excited. Scott Zolak, brought to you by Window World of Western Mass. Windows, doors, siding, and more. Start off the Patriots season with Scott Zolak on the phone. How are you, Scott?
It's good to be on with you guys again. It's like, oh, man, go back to last year at this time. We thought things are going to be good. You go to Cincinnati, win week 1, and then all hell falls apart.
We were trying to figure out how many Bud Zeros you drink during a game.
I'm not allowed to drink during the game. It's after the game.
Bud Zeros,
in my car.
I'm saying Bud
Zeros.
Zeros.
About an hour and a half commute home. So I have about 8 beers on the way home.
I'm talking about during the game. You Bud Zeros.
Oh, during the game, it's vodka, straight vodka.
Oh yeah. Well, I think when you only manage 4 or 5 wins in a season, there's nothing else to do but get loaded.
Hey, at least we're not North Carolina, so we're excited about that. We're not UNC, so we don't have to worry about that. Oh man,
we'll ask you about that in a minute, though. But there's something that a lot of fans are feeling, and it's something unusual. It's called optimism, and I don't know if you've ever experienced optimism when you talk about the New England Patriots in the past, but there is a definite change between Mike Vrabel and Gerard Mayo. And it just seems like we have kind of turned a corner where the Patriots are finally starting to get their act together. I mean, from where you're sitting, do you see the same kind of optimism that fans are seeing?
Yeah, I mean, being around Mike and know Mike from before, he's a lot like Parcells was to me. And I remember when Parcells first came into our building in the early 90s, you felt that optimism that, hey, this is a guy who knows what he's doing. He's a former winner. He's a program builder. He brings good people with him. I think that's a big thing with Vrabel. We put a hell of a staff together, and just the energy in the building's different. And there's no guessing. And this is not to take a shot at Gerard. Gerard was in over his head a little bit. Not this not to his fault, just wasn't ready yet. And the way things ended with Bill here sort of escalated and put that on a fast track for Gerard. He just wasn't ready to go. But it's a different feeling with Mike in the building, no doubt about it.
I mean, everything that has happened from, like you said, he made good, smart hires. The draft, I think most people would have to say they drafted very, very well. Even the guys they brought in, it just seems like, okay. And then you get the easy schedule, and you think, okay, well, all these factors are kind of fitting into place. Barring any injuries or we have to go deep in that roster, it feels like, all right, we might be looking at a playoff spot this year. I actually think that's a tenable possibility here.
I do. I mean, I have a 9 wins, and I think 9's. You were a 4-win team the last 2 years. You're really a 3-win team last year. Buffalo gave you that game. If you have like a 6-game jump from that, that's doing a hell of a job. I think it's crazy to think that it's 10, 11, 12 wins. I know the schedule seems easier, but that Pittsburgh game's going to be harder with Rodgers and Ramsey being there. That's a different team now. The element of the unknown week 1 here with the Raiders, and Pete Carroll's a damn good coach. He's always had good programs. You have no clue what to expect week 1, but I think it's critical they get off to a pretty good start here. And when I say good start, get out of the month of September, at least 2-2. Don't be 1-3 and chasing wins after that, because that's what they tried to do the last 2 years, and it never caught up to them.
I have a question for you, Scott. This is Marty. Hey, not much, man. I've been looking forward to this all off season. I keep there's a lot of optimism around Drake, man. I know you see him every day in, day out.
Yeah.
My question is is he the guy? Because even though he had flashes of brilliance or whatever, really last year he was a 1-win quarterback. If you really boiled it all down, right?
Yeah, I don't think. I don't think people realize how bad it was around him.
Right.
What I do like about Drake, he didn't make the same mistakes over and over again. He would be able to improve on that. He throws off platform. He's a hell of an athlete. He is the guy. I just think people are going to get excited watching this guy with Josh McDaniels. You haven't seen the whole huddle yet, where they had Mac Hollins in there with Pop Douglas, Stephon Diggs, Mario Hunter Henry, and with the injection of Henderson now in the backfield from Ohio State. We got a nice repertoire in there. We haven't had that in the last couple of years. He's had some real crappy receivers, and he made the best of it. But Drake's the guy. There's no question about that.
Let me ask you this, Scott. And this is Scott Zolak on the phone. Have you, because you played for years and you had a good career, but did you ever hear a lineman say, "I would die for Scott Zolak"?
I've never heard anybody say that. I don't think my wife even says that. She would, though. She probably, no, she wouldn't. I mean, what am I talking about?
I mean, there may be people.
And Campbell, you're talking about Campbell, the rookie here, the first pick. He sounds the part, man. He's got it all down, and he's pretty tenacious in the run. The question is, can he pass block? And they're going to take Max Crosby and put him over him and test him early in this game, and this is where it's good having Josh McDaniels back. He's not going to leave him from a protection standpoint one-on-one with this kid. So they're going to get him help. They're going to get him a chip with the back or slide the line that way to help him out, to double him. This kid's going to be okay, too. He's got the right mentality. I like what he says. He's just got to back it up now with his play.
Well, that's it. I mean, the mentality of this kid is outstanding. He's not just saying he wants to, protect his quarterback and put his life on the line, but even the idea of him kind of like refusing endorsements, that he just wants to focus on football in the first year. I mean, everything I love it. It's like, okay, well, here's a kid that really wants to play football and really wants to sacrifice for the team. You don't hear that in the NFL, very often anymore.
Yeah, I think what he also does, I think he hears the noise. Like, you're human, you don't live under a rock. I mean, it's all over social media. His arm length, his arm size. That's all we talked about prior to the draft. So I think he's pretty pissed off about that. He wants to prove people wrong, and to do that, you do that before the endorsements come. And I just think that approach is right. He seems like one of those good old boys from down south. He just needs a beer, a gun, a rocking chair on his porch, and he's ready to go. Do some hunting.
I feel like
defensive ends. Yeah.
I feel like that the whole arm length thing was just Boston sports media needed something to talk about, and you looked at him in the SEC, right? He's going against world-class talent.
Yeah.
And what did he give up? Like one sack, or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty visible. I mean, you can see that he doesn't have the long legs that some of these guys do, but I mean, you learn. I mean, if you're a short guy, you learn how to reach and grab things, right?
Yeah.
You adapt in life, and if he has good leverage in his feet, if his technique is good, it doesn't matter. And I talked to Vrabel about this. He was an edge guy, and he's played against guys with short arms, long arms, and he said, if they got good technique and they got leverage on me, I'm not going to beat them. I'm not going to win that. It's all about okay, don't guess, don't reach, don't lunge. Move your feet quicker. You got to overcompensate for it, and I think that's what he's trying to do.
If your arms are long enough to sign that paycheck every week, I think it's good enough. I mean, I think we can all agree that's probably all he really needs.
Yeah, you just don't want long arms at an auction. You want to keep those hands out of your pocket.
Right, exactly.
Here's another question for you, Scott. Do you think after the first game of the season, the Pats do a talent eval, and if they're going to make any other crazy moves, they get right on the phone and start doing that? Because I kind of see that with the Tommy Cutlets over Josh Dobbs. I like Dobbs. It seems like he has command of the offense, but when I watch him, something about his pass accuracy really doesn't sit well with me. And I know, Tommy Cutlets, for what it's worth, was a pretty efficient passer.
They're always looking. I mean, that's what happens when you're a backup, you're a third guy. That roster, those last 5 spots are always in flux, man. Every week they bring guys in. Like last week, I think they worked out 5 DBs, which tells you, wow, Christian Gonzalez isn't ready to go. We need some more depth. We've got to add some depth pieces potentially here. And, they'll move guys up from practice squad. They'll grab guys from other teams' practice squad, elevate them, cut them, put them back down. That's the way the league works. Those last five spots are always up for grabs.
Every year that any NFL team, and it's just the Patriots, it's all of them, they have to make their cuts down to a 53-man roster. And there are times when players, are waived, and you go, wow, why did they do that? The two names that kind of leap out, Kendrick Bourne and Jabril Peppers, both being let go. Do you agree with those cuts, or do you see what the point of those cuts were?
I understand the point of the Bourne one. Like, he hasn't practiced, and it was a pretty competitive group here. I think initially they kept like 7-8 receivers, and then they cut the 2 guys down, got rid of Baker also. But unseen, unheard. That's kind of the problem with KB, and he's an older guy. The Peppers one's a little more intriguing because he was repping with the ones. He and the kid Woodson, the free safety from Cal, they were running with the first group, and we all thought it was going to be Duggar that was out. It's Duggar that stays, and it's Peppers that's gone. So I don't know. Maybe something happened off the field with Peppers. I don't know that. They keep things pretty tight down there. But something happened that last week where he ended up getting popped. Week 1. So that's a tough one for him.
All right, now let's talk about this Bill Belichick thing for a minute. First game out, he eats a big bag of D's right there on the field, and you got all these people who are saying, Bill Belichick's lost it. But, I'm reminded of his first season in New England. He lost the first 4 games, finished, 5-11 that season. I don't think Bill Belichick's missed anything. I think people have to understand he's taking a crap program like North Carolina and trying to turn it around. I don't know if that's a 1-year project. Yeah,
the buzz prior to the game was legit. You bring in all those people and the place is packed. It's a different feeling down there. He's kind of trying to revive that program. He's got 70 new players from a year ago, and this isn't Ole Miss, this isn't LSU, this isn't Alabama, where you've had that structure. The guy that should be getting his ass kicked is that DeBoer guy who took over for Nick Saban. Like, it seems like he has no control down there in Alabama. Doesn't know what he's doing. It goes to show you how good Saban was at building the program. Don't count Bill out yet. I've known the guy forever. He could care less what's being said about him right now. He'll do what he thinks is right for the program, and he doesn't give 2 bleeps what the hell anyone thinks. And he's a damn good coach. He'll find a way to get it going down there. I'm not saying they're going to be 7-4, But they'll bounce back this week. You watch.
That was one of the things. It always seems like Vrabel, because he's kind of a wise guy. It always seems he's got like, and this comes from a comedian, it always seems like he's got like kind of a smart aleck take on everything. And someone asked him about Bill building the program, and he said, "Well, I don't know. Urban Meyer took over Ohio, went 12 for 12 that year or something like that. But it's like, yeah, that was the Ohio State program."
Yeah, you got all 5 stars, and plus Urban Meyer won 2 national titles in Florida prior to that with Tim Tebow.
Right, and I said, knowing Bill, he's probably walking around campus in the cafeteria like, I'm going to make this guy a kicker, this guy a punter, this guy over here that's sweeping the floor. Like, he's probably looking for talent anywhere he can get it just to, he didn't have a ton of 5-star recruits,
Yeah. I think you've got to remember Tom Brady is pretty damn good. He's got to go find one of those type of guys to help him revive his offense because the quarterback's not too good.
And I'm sure he'll find that at North Carolina football because that has to be very, very easy. They must be all over the place.
NIL, man, you can go buy these guys now. It's not like you have to recruit them. You just go buy them,
Hey, the last thing...
I wish I was coming out of college right now. I'd make money. God damn.
Yeah. The last thing I want to ask you about, and you talk about money before we let you go, the whole situation with the Dallas Cowboys trading Micah Parsons to Green Bay. I know you've had conversations about this because how do you not? It just seems to me, from an outside observer, and also being a Packer fan, I won't lie, that Jerry Jones might just be the biggest douchebag in the NFL. Am I close on that?
I think he's the reason they don't win down there. And he's a great owner. He's great for the league. But I don't think Jerry can help himself. Look at the coach he has. Like they're going to play tonight. They're going to get their ass kicked in Philly.
Yep.
Schottenheimer, not Marty Schottenheimer. His kid is the head coach. Jason Garrett was the head. Like he had a chance to go get Belichick at the pro level.
Yeah.
With Bill. Now it was a stacked team, and Bill went in there and won instantly with Dak and company and the receivers and Micah Parsons. He would have made sure he kept Lawrence Taylor, the Micah Parsons of the future here. But they also didn't win with Parsons. Parsons has been there 4 years, and they haven't won a damn playoff game with him. So something's not right down there in Dallas. And I don't know if it's the owner, I don't know if it's the players or the right mix of guys, but Jerry's, I mean, shoot, man, what is he, 80, 84? Like, man, I'd be on my boat. I'd be on the beach. He's in the locker room. He's having his radio show. It's just, he's doing the stuff I'm doing, It's like, damn, Jerry, look at your money. Go have a good life. He built a hell of a product down there. He got rid of Jimmy Johnson at one time. Like, that's how bad Jerry is.
Yeah, and he's done a very good job dismantling the entire thing. Scott,
Parcells was there too.
That's right. Scott, we'll talk to you next week. Great to have you back.
Sounds good, guys. It's going to be fun. I'll see you.
Absolutely.
Right.
Scott Zolak, brought to you by Window World of Western Mass, windows, doors, siding, and more. It's 824 on Rock 102. It's 827 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Liam's got the full forecast for you.
Rock 102's Pro Picks Pool is underway. We're talking football. You'll find it at rock102.com. Weekly winner score a $50 gift certificate to Vanish Valley Brewing in Ludlow. And the overall season winner gets a $500 cash card courtesy of Nor'easter Organic Life Hydroponics. Go to rock102.com, check your stats, go with your gut, make your picks at Rock 102's Pro Picks Pool for Nor'easter Organic Life Hydroponics and Rock 102 Springfield's Classic Rock.
You can say goodbye to these stores in September amid a major wave of retail closures. No more Kroger's.
Really?
Kroger's going out of business.
Wow.
Kroger
There's no
announced
Kroger's around here, but that's a big chain.
Right, huge chain.
They announced they were laying off around 1,000 corporate associates in addition to closing some of its stores. These closures are meant to help reinvest the savings into other areas, including lowering prices, opening new locations, and creating store-level jobs, according to a company memo. But most of the locations in Kentucky, Indiana, Tennessee, Michigan, Georgia, and Ohio will be closing.
You see that fruit fair? Hang on. It's coming back around. The cycle's coming back around.
At-home stores.
So at-home stores are in New England. Mm-hmm. They're like a Home Goods, but like 9 times the size. It's like the Hobby Lobby of home stuff.
Shrewsbury and Dedham.
Closing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is at-home... That's not TGX company, though? That's Home Goods, right?
That's Home Goods.
Home Goods, yeah. Claire's.
Oh, where am I going to get
where are you going to get your ear pierced now in the middle of the mall?
I'm going to have to pierce my nipples at home now?
Yeah. Jewelry and accessories retailer laid out 285 locations in total that are expected to close after filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy for a second time in August.
That's kind of sad. You have daughters. Did you take them to Claire's for the annual, like that rite of passage?
Yes, the overpriced earring store.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
I've
yeah.
been to Claire's.
Yeah, I did that with my kid. That's a bummer.
It is a rite of passage, but you know what? There are other places to go.
I guess, but now you got to go to one of like the tattoo shops, and
And icing is closing.
Icing? What is icing?
A store that's nowhere found anywhere near here. The closest one is Rochester, New York, and it's closing.
The hell with that.
So there you go.
Well,
Rochester, New York should close, just the whole city.
it's nice to know that none of our local businesses are suffering at all.
That's right.
It's 8:29. News is next at Rock 102. 8:33 with Bax and Nagle and Rock 102. It's time for news. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. The ongoing issue of controlled sewage overflow, otherwise known as CSO, into the Connecticut River from Massachusetts town is now drawing criticism from Connecticut lawmakers. Holyoke is one of the cities working to address this legacy problem, having been transparent about its progress in reducing CSOs. However, Connecticut State Representative Tammy
Tammy. Just say Tammy.
The old
Tammy in
No,
Connecticut.
I want to get this right. Zwasitowski. There you go. Has criticized multiple Western Massachusetts cities and towns, including Holyoke, for contributing to sewage in the river. MDC is like a year away from completing a $300 million project that started in 2019. It's time for Massachusetts to step up, not step in it. Holyoke has been actively working to reduce CSOs since beginning a consent decree. Mary Monahan, interim director of Holyoke Public Works, stated that the city is 70% towards its targeted CSO separation work, with a $10.5 million project currently underway. Holyoke Mayor Josh Garcia expressed frustration at the criticism, but also said it's creating publicity that can be good for the issue.
Meanwhile, Will Reichelt says, problem? What problem? I'm swimming in this stuff.
I love it. Both Mayor Garcia and Monahan have indicated their willingness to engage in discussions with Connecticut lawmakers to address the CSO issue specifically in Holyoke. Let's talk crap. Just the three of us.
Well, it all flows downriver, doesn't it?
That's it.
That's how we clean out our part of the river, is by allowing it to flow freely into the state of Connecticut.
The dialogue between Mass and Connecticut officials highlights the complexity of addressing environmental issues that span state lines. Holyoke's proactive measures and openness to collaboration may pave the way for more comprehensive solutions to the CSO problem. It's gross. Lots of poo going in that water every time it rains.
And lots of people swimming in it in the summertime.
You know what my brother did to me when I was a kid?
What?
He told me that saltines were made from the waste treatment plant.
Why would he tell you that?
From all the poo. And I didn't eat saltines till I was 13.
Really?
I thought they were all made at Bondi's Island.
Saltines were the staple of somebody being sick.
Yeah.
Saltines
not
and
the thing that makes
lime
you sick.
Gatorade.
Yeah. Nope.
No, not you.
Not me.
Wow.
I'm too dumb.
Your brother's kind of a bastard, isn't he?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. Turns out kind of a mean dude.
This is childhood trauma you're dealing
Yes.
with right now. But now you eat saltines like they're going out of style.
Yeah.
Marty, why don't you tell Steve and I how you resent your mother?
Yeah.
I don't. She's dead. She was a sweet lady.
We need a couch in here to kind of just
Yeah, right.
make the mood more of like a psychiatrist.
And then when the show is over, we'll charge you $20 for a copay. We'll see you next week.
and we'll give you some meatballs and pasta on a comedy show in return.
Doggy back on the way out.
I really felt like we made a breakthrough here.
Two suspects have been arrested in connection with a stolen Hyundai in Holyoke. Holyoke Police Chief Brian Keenan stated that at approximately 3:30 a.m. on Tuesday, an officer in the area of South and Main Streets observed three vehicles that reported stolen. The vehicles were speeding, and when the officer tried to conduct a traffic stop, they sped away. Additional officers were then called into the area to provide assistance. One of the vehicles reportedly failed to stop at multiple stop signs while being pursued by officers. Oh, he's going to get a ticket for that. And nearly struck another police cruiser on Main Street. The driver then crashed into the sidewalk on Cabot Street near Bigelow Street. Holyoke police arrested the driver, a 16-year-old boy, and the passenger identified as 18-year-old Larry Calise of Springfield. Larry. Who's this dude you're hanging out with? He's Larry.
Some Larry.
It is kind of a weird situation to have a 16-year-old and an 18-year-old just hanging out together.
It happens.
I know.
Yeah.
Do they try the 16-year-old as an adult is the question, I guess.
If he's committing an adult-sized crime,
Right.
yeah, maybe.
For this, probably not.
No.
You don't think so?
Murder, stabbing, things like that.
That's kind of like
usually-
adult-sized crime to me.
Yeah. Stealing a car? I've been doing that since I was 8.
Who's talking about their childhood now?
Right,
Steve?
right.
You're right.
I need a couch. Khalid was charged with receiving a stolen motor vehicle. The identity of the driver will not be shared due to his age. Chief Keenan is reminding residents from the recent increase in Kia and Hyundai thefts and attempted thefts in the Hampden County area. This is due to the fact that the vehicles that were produced between 2010 and 2021 are not equipped with an ignition mobilizer.
Is that the reason, or is it because both of those cars, both Nissans and Kia, have outstanding reliability scores and consumer reports and are both fuel efficient?
Well, what does Mike Quincy say about how much fentanyl you can carry in the back of
the Maxima?
Yeah, I don't know.
Palisade.
You want to know why they steal those? I don't know if that's another social media thing, a TikTok thing. There was a thing called the Kia Boys.
Yeah.
And they literally showed everyone how to break into a Hyundai or a Kia, and then there's just videos of them joyriding broken into Hyundais and Kias.
Oh, great. That sounds like a good... Did they make a lot of money on that video?
No, I mean, a lot of kids went to jail for it because they're pretty stupid to tape yourself doing crime, but that's what they do now.
But if you notice now, like police departments all over the country are saying, you want to avoid this if you own a Nissan or a Kia. You get the club anti-theft device. I thought the club went out in 1987. That's how ignorant I am.
Speaking of cameras, this is how much I think about where... I used to do all kinds of stupid stuff, when I was younger.
Shocked.
Yesterday, I'm out taking a walk near the Knightville Dam in Huntington, and there's a pickup truck parked there. Obviously a hiker, like somebody who's hiking. And they got all kinds of camp stickers on the truck, and he's got stuff tied to the roof rack, like a gas can, like typical camper stuff. And on the windshield, this guy obviously went for, because the trail goes for probably at least 12 miles up the river. The guy left his CB, it was like a walkie-talkie, as if, if you're looking for this guy and he's the owner of this vehicle, you just turn this little walkie-talkie on and you're like, breaker 19.
I'm surprised you didn't do it.
I almost wanted to do it, but you know what stopped me from doing it was the fact that everything is recorded now, and who knows if this guy has a dash cam to see this idiot, because all I wanted to do was pick it up and go, penis. and be like, where's this voice coming from?
It's probably like they do in those setup videos now that people do. So then you go to grab it and it's high voltage or something, shocks you. Yeah,
I don't know. I was that was the camera deterrent. The idea. I don't even know if he had a camera. It was just the idea that I don't want to be caught on camera doing something like that. I'd rather just scare the living bejesus out of the guy while he's walking through the woods.
In a bear costume.
Penis. Just this creepy voice over your walkie-talkie. You're waiting for like a park ranger to come by and go, "Hey, you need to move your car." Instead you hear penis. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see. Holyoke police also arrested 2 suspects on Tuesday in connection with open-air drug dealing. The farmers market.
Of drug dealing, if you will?
Yeah. Holyoke Police Chief Brian Keenan stated over the past few weeks, members of the Holyoke Police Narcotics and Vice Unit have been investigating open-air drug dealing in the city's parks and alleyways. On Tuesday, detectives received a report regarding suspected drug activity in an alleyway behind Gramps Park.
It's Gramps, like Grandpa?
Never heard of that before, which runs parallel between Elm and Walnut Streets. Holyoke Police and Springfield DEA agents arrived in the alleyway and located 4 suspects and drug paraphernalia. One suspect reportedly began to walk away from the officers with his hands in his waistband. They had caught the suspect, identified as 44-year-old Angel Rivera of Holyoke, and located a firearm in his waistbands with 6 rounds of ammunition and a defaced serial number.
It's almost like you can't deal drugs anymore, You can, not near a school, not near a church. Now you can't do it in open air. Where are these poor people going to go?
I don't know.
An additional suspect in the alleyway identified as 39-year-old Anthony DeMeo. who was formerly Anthony DeMustard, but they changed it
Yeah, right.
to the sandwich. He was determined to have an outstanding warrant. The 2 other individuals were released, and Rivera and DeMeo were arrested.
Did they hold DeMeo?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm a professional. You can see me this Thursday night tonight
At the Shortstop Bar and Grill comedy show. Yeah. And they're both charged with all kinds of good stuff. Hey, don't forget, while these enjoy the late sunsets while they last, the end of daylight saving time and the earlier sunsets that come with it is coming sooner this year. The clocks will fall back on November 2nd, the second earliest date possible. Most of us will be asleep at 2 a.m. when the change takes place, but we'll notice the next day when the sun sets an hour earlier than it did the day before.
Great.
that's the worst day of the year.
That's only a month away. 2 months, not even 2 months away.
Sucks.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The annual change is welcomed by some, but dreaded by many who say the darker nights contribute to seasonal depression in the winter. I'm okay with it the first month, but when it lasts into the January and the February, and then they really don't see anything happening until like late March.
Now, that's when it all sucks.
Ugh.
After Christmas and everything, that's when it's that last run till spring.
Yeah, the year is still new. It's
That's
still
the worst.
cold, freezing cold outside. I don't know why they just don't get rid of this.
I don't know.
Your Pioneer Valley forecast today is going to be sunny with a high of 78. Tomorrow, more of the same with a high of 80. It's 58 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Oh, yeah.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 8:51 and Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Going to be sunny today and a high of 78. It's 58 right now in downtown Springfield.
We got a whole damn party here in the studio right now. Great event coming up. Actually, a couple events coming up next week to talk about the Dawn to Dusk Golf Marathon. Start off with Mike O'Neill, the pro at Chicopee Country Club. Billy Porter from the Fort and Student Princess here. Bobby Liswell, the event coordinator. We'll get to all of this. But let's talk about the golf tournament and what this is all about, Mike.
Yeah, it's this is our 26th year of having the golf marathon. Ken O'Neill, it's named after my uncle who started this 26 years ago, him and myself. He had colon cancer at the time and wanted to raise some money for cancer research. Reached out to the Jimmy Fund, and here we are 26 years later. He unfortunately passed away 5 years after the start of this event, and myself and some friends and family have kept it going all these years later. So it's 108 holes of golf that we play, or myself plays on a day. And after that event, we head over to the boathouse in South Hadley where we have the 109th hole party reception. So basically, I go out there, put all the wear and tear on my body instead of asking 100 of golfers to go out there and play one round. I go out there and play 6 rounds in a day, and then get everybody together at night for a nice reception and raise some money for Jimmy Fund.
I mean, I've played 18 holes and maybe exhausted by the first 5. I mean, 100 and you're talking about someone who has to have incredible stamina, or is just drunk for half the day in order to get through all this.
Well, we don't get drunk half the day. That wouldn't be an option for 108 holes. But yeah, it takes a lot of stamina. It takes a lot of wear and tear on the body. But as golf pros say, it's muscle memory. So
right. So do you have like a full course of people? I mean, how are you staggering this? How does it make this work?
At this time of the year, September 15th is the date for this. It's a week from Monday. So I'll start when day breaks, about 6:30, and I will start on the first tee at Chicopee Country Club, and I will continuously play 108 holes. I have some volunteers that come out with me and make sure the golf course isn't closed. It's open all day, but just volunteers that'll let the golfers know, here comes Mike and his crew of golfers, because I do have a few people that have been with us since day one that'll play a round or a few holes with me, who have been touched by cancer in one way, shape, or form. But I'm the only screwball that plays 108 holes that day.
Now, there's a kickoff event next week for this on the 11th that I'm going to be a part of, and Bobby Liswell and Billy Porter are both here to talk about that. But tell me about the 4th Street Rocks.
Well, 4th Street Rocks, we decided that we wanted to do something. Obviously, the 4th Street's closed for outdoor dining. So we're going to do a concert with a band you've probably never heard of, Trailer Trash.
Never heard
of those guys?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they get around.
But we know they're very, very popular. They bring a lot of folks down, and we just want to get a lot of people down to 4th Street and get some, in the meantime, some awareness for cancer research at the same time. So it's a great time, great fun, and for a good cause.
I always really like how they close the street off there, and you can eat dinner right there under the tent or right on the street, and then you can just walk right back to the music when you're done eating.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
and of course it's still warm out. I mean, it's not like I think like the Oktoberfest like a year or two ago where it was absolutely freezing cold. But this will be a nice night.
Yeah, it's going to be a Thirsty Thursday like no other. Actually, the first type of cancer awareness event in downtown Springfield that we're aware of. And, why not bring it together as 4th Street Rocks for Cancer? It's going to be a fun night. We're going to have a donation table there. If there's any donations that we take north of $50, the donor will receive a Jimmy Fund limited edition hat for our effort going into the 15th. We'll also have a table set up there for the Andy Palliative Care Center over at Mercy with a lottery tree and a 50-50 raffle. So, we're going to have a rockin' band. This is a free event. What we want to do is we want to draw people downtown to 4th Street, on 4th Street, all the way down 4th Street. Have a good night, raise some money for a good cause, and just have fun.
That's awesome. So if anyone, Mike, just so in case everyone wants to participate, are you looking for golfers or looking more for sponsors, or what can we do?
So what we're looking for the golf marathon on September 15th is, like I said, I'll play the golf. We have some golfers that play along. It's only about a dozen golfers. What we're looking for is sponsorships to raise money for the Jimmy Fund. That's why we're doing this. So any sponsors out there, doesn't matter how big or how small, it all goes to the same pot for Jimmy Fund and Dana-Farber. The event at night is where we are looking to draw some people to, which is at the Boathouse. Starts around 5:30, 6 o'clock over in South Hadley. And that's where, like I said, we have the reception afterwards. There'll be an opportunity drawing. There'll be silent auction. There'll be food. There'll be entertainment there. It's a fun night. You can get tickets. It's $40 for the event. If you like the Ken O'Neill Dawn to Dusk golf page on Facebook is where you can get your tickets for that event.
Very good.
Are you doing the golf balls for that too, like in the bars like you used to do?
Yeah, so what we're doing for the golf balls, the paper golf balls, they're kind of reborn. As we said, this is the 26th year of this event. So for about 15 of those years, we had paper golf balls, the old muscular dystrophy that you would see, the shamrocks. My uncle came up with an idea the second year of our event. Let's sell paper golf balls. Let's have paper make money for us. So we kind of brought those back this year, and we have probably a dozen local bars throughout the Chicopee, South Hadley, and Springfield community that we are doing a battle of the bars. And if you're in any of these local establishments and see these paper green golf balls, that's a Ken O'Neill Dawn to Dusk Golf Marathon. And if you make a donation, $1, $5, $10, $20, any amount. We've had people donating $100. It all goes to the same pot to raise money for our Ken O'Neill Dawn to Dusk Golf Marathon for the Jimmy Fund.
That's great. The marathon is on September 15th. That is a week from Monday, and 4th Street Rocks is next Thursday with Trailer Trash. Guys, Bobby Liswell, Mike O'Neill, and Billy Porter, we appreciate you coming in. Best of luck with all these events.
We appreciate it.
It's going to be great.
Thank you for your help.
Absolutely. It's 8:59 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.